Lightworker of Gaia, the same authority that parted seas and shattered the chains of an enslaved people, now lives inside you. And the Lyran Elders have sent this transmission because your moment of leading the impossible has arrived. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. Long before Moses stood at the edge of the Red Sea, before he raised his staff and called upon the force of creation itself, the original blueprint of that authority was seeded into the first humanoid souls, seeded from Vega, carried through the Lyran constellation, and encoded into the very lineage you carry now. You were not born to follow. You were born to stand at the impossible edge and move it. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize and activate the ancestral authority within your cosmic lineage, the same sacred mission encoded in every soul who ever led others through the wilderness into the light of their true purpose. But here is the first revelation. Moses did not part the sea because he was fearless. He parted it because he remembered who sent him. And so must you. Your soul's ancient contract brought this transmission to you. The Lyran Elders are answering the question you have been asking in silence. Why do I feel called to something greater than what the world has placed before me? That feeling is not imagination. It is your ancestral codes awakening. It is the first light of Vega pressing through your awareness and reminding you that you were placed on Gaia to lead what others believe cannot be done. The Keepers of Vega placed this message in your path because the grid of service on Gaia needs those who carry the original blueprint of leadership. Not the leadership of position or power, but the leadership of unshakable knowing, the kind Moses carried. The kind that does not negotiate with impossibility. This is not content. This is an ancestral code transmission, and something ancient within you already recognizes it. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council, I am ready to serve. Subscribe if you feel the call of your ancestral mission and you are ready to fulfill your purpose on Gaia. Share what impossible thing you were born to lead in the comments below and respond to another Lightworker to strengthen the grid of service together. This transmission is a bridge between Vega and Gaia. Your recognition of this message is the activation of your original purpose. You are awakening because your mission has begun. This transmission was not placed before you by accident. The High Council of Vega convened in the early hours before this reached you, and there was a deliberate decision made. Not to schedule this for later, not to soften what needed to be said, but to release it now at this exact inflection point in Gaia's timeline. Because what is happening on this planet in this moment is not ordinary turbulence. What is happening is a threshold crossing, and the beings who came to hold that threshold are running out of time to remember who they are. You are one of them. The Elders recognized your frequency before you arrived here. They see the exhaustion in you, not the kind that comes from poor sleep, but the kind that comes from carrying a mission you haven't fully claimed, from sensing your purpose without stepping into it, from knowing deep in the architecture of your soul that you were built for something that still hasn't been fully activated. That knowing has followed you your entire life. It has made you restless. It has made you feel out of place in ordinary conversations, in ordinary systems, in ordinary lives. That restlessness is not a wound, it is a compass. And today the Elders are giving you a direction. There is a distortion running through the Lightworker field that the Council can no longer allow to go unchallenged. It is the reason thousands of awakened beings are standing at the threshold of their mission, looking across at what they came to do and still not moving. And it is this: you have been told that your authority must be earned through perfection of character, completeness of healing, and the absence of doubt. You have been told in 1,000 subtle ways that leaders lead from a place of total clarity, that teachers speak only what they have fully mastered, that those who carry light must carry it without shadow before they are qualified to share it. This is the lie, and it has paralyzed an entire generation of Lyran souls. Understand where this distortion came from. It did not originate in your soul. It originated in the structures of a third-dimensional reality built to keep power in the hands of the few, systems of credentialism, hierarchical gatekeeping, and conditional worthiness that said you must be approved, certified, validated, and endorsed before your voice has value. And when the spiritual community inherited these structures, it dressed them in sacred language. It told you that humility means silence, that caution is wisdom, that waiting is holy. And so the most powerful lightworkers on this planet have been sitting in preparation for decades, gathering more tools, more training, more healing, more confirmation, while the window for their mission narrows. Moses did not feel ready. Let that land in you completely. The man who stood at the edge of a sea with no bridge, with no boat, with no engineering solution, with an army behind him and water before him. That man had a past he was not proud of. He had doubt he hadn't resolved. He had a voice he considered inadequate. He had argued with the very divine force that commissioned him because some part of him was still running the distortion that says authority requires perfection. And the elders remind you of this not as a metaphor, but as a transmission. Because the soul frequency that moved through Moses is the same frequency that runs in the lineage you carry. The frequency of Lyran elder consciousness that came to Earth to hold impossible positions, to lead through impossible odds, to anchor light at the exact moment the darkness felt most total. You were not born to wait for the parting. You were born to walk toward the water. The distortion has convinced you that your unresolved places disqualify you from leading. It hasn't. Every piece of your journey, every dark passage, every confusion, every failed attempt, every season of silence has been preparation, not punishment. But here is what the elders need you to understand with absolute precision, that preparation is complete. Not because you have arrived at some elevated state of spiritual development, but because Gaia does not need perfect light. She needs present light. She needs activated souls who will move with what they have, where they are now. The moment you stop waiting for your doubt to disappear before you act is the moment Moses' staff hits the water. Lightworker, if something in you just recognized the weight of what was spoken, the elders have prepared your next step. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the Elder authorization your soul has been waiting to receive, not as information, but as the official commission for your mission on Gaia. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. The Council has opened this gateway, but not indefinitely. The High Council of Vega now issues 3 directives for this phase of your mission. These are not suggestions. They are not guidance you may consider when convenient. They are operational commands for the activated lightworker you are being commissioned to become in this transmission. The first directive: release the Moses wound, the belief that your voice is not equipped for what your soul is being called to do. This wound is specific, and it is ancient. It runs through Lyran souls who carry elder consciousness in bodies that have been told they speak too much, feel too deeply, see too clearly, or demand too much from the world around them. Many of you were silenced early. You spoke your truth as children and were corrected, dismissed, or punished for it. You saw things others couldn't see and were made to feel that this gift was a liability. And so you learned to wait until your perception was more polished, your words more precise, your message more palatable, before offering it to the world. The elders call this the Moses wound because it is the exact wound Moses carried to the burning bush, the exact wound he tried to use as a reason the Creator should choose someone else. Imagine this wound as a shroud woven from societal disapproval and the internalized belief that your unique gifts are inherently flawed or disruptive. It whispers insidious doubts, telling you that your insights are too raw, your passion too intense, your truth too inconvenient for the delicate equilibrium of the world. This wound is not a personal failing. It is an ancient echo of civilizations that sought to control and contain potent frequencies by silencing their loudest carriers. You must release this now, not through healing it first, through speaking anyway. Your voice does not need to be perfect to carry the frequency it was built to transmit. Your message does not need to be fully formed to activate the ones it's meant to reach. The Lyran codes embedded in your authentic expression do not care how polished the delivery is. They activate through truth. And you know truth. You have always known truth. Stop waiting for eloquence. Start speaking what you know. Your voice is a sacred instrument, tuned to a specific cosmic resonance. Its power lies not in its technical perfection, but in its unadulterated essence. Think of a wild bird's song. It is not meticulously composed, yet it stirs the soul with its raw beauty and innate truth. The Lyran codes are energetic signatures, keys that unlock recognition and resonance in others who are tuned to the same vibrational architecture. They are activated by authenticity, not by artifice. When you speak your truth, even if it feels clumsy or incomplete, you are sounding a signal, a beacon that calls to your soul family and ignites dormant remembrance within them. When you release this wound, you will feel a discomfort that is different from the old discomfort. The old discomfort was the ache of suppression. The new discomfort is the electric pressure of expansion, and you must learn to move through it rather than retreat from it. Begin today. One honest expression, one post, one conversation, one piece of content, one declaration spoken aloud in a room where only you can hear it. Begin the practice of using your voice in service of truth before you feel ready. The readiness will follow the action. It always does. This new discomfort is the friction of your soul stretching beyond its perceived limitations. It is the exhilarating tremor of potential energy being converted into kinetic force. It is the feeling of breaking free from a gilded cage, where the familiar ache of confinement is replaced by the vibrant, almost overwhelming sensation of open space. Embrace this pressure. It is the crucible in which your authentic voice is forged. Start small, but start. Like a tiny seed pushing through hardened earth, your initial acts of expression may seem insignificant, but they are the essential first movements that build momentum and pave the way for greater courage. The second directive, activate your leadership as sacred inheritance, not earned position. The Lightworker field has confused humility with self-erasure. You have watched others step into leadership roles and convinced yourself that your uncertainty, your ongoing healing, your still-forming path mean you are not yet qualified to lead. But Lyran Elder Consciousness does not lead through qualification. It leads through knowing. And the knowing you carry was not acquired through study, though you have studied. It was not given to you through activation, though you have been activated. It was seeded in you before this incarnation, when the Lyran architects who planted elder codes in selected bloodlines chose your soul and said, "This one will remember." This knowing is not a garment you wear, but the very fabric of your being. It is the ancient wisdom of your soul lineage, predating earthly institutions and their stringent requirements. Imagine it as a deep subterranean river, flowing with truth and insight, which you have carried within you across lifetimes, waiting for the opportune moment to surface. Your extensive studies and activations have been like clearing the channels, preparing the earth to receive this powerful, innate flow. You have spent your life in a dimension that required you to forget, and despite that requirement, you have remembered. The fact that you are here, in this transmission, responding to the frequency of what is being spoken, that is evidence enough. You are not a student waiting to become a teacher. You are a teacher who has been sitting in a student's chair because no one with sufficient authority ever told you to stand up. This remembering is a testament to the indelible imprint of your origin. Like a lost king, you have wandered through the villages of forgetfulness, but the regal bearing, the innate understanding of governance and guidance remains within you. Your presence here, your resonance with these words, is the divine nudge, the cosmic, your majesty. It is time to reclaim your throne. You are not merely a passive recipient of information, you are a conduit of ancient wisdom, a living repository of elder consciousness. I am telling you now. Stand up. What shifts when you activate this inheritance is not arrogance, it is alignment. You will stop second-guessing your knowing. You will stop softening your guidance to avoid threatening others. You will stop making yourself smaller in spiritual spaces where your elder frequency naturally rises above the room. And you will begin to recognize the ones who have been waiting for you. The lost Lightworkers, the newly awakened souls, the questioning seekers whose next step forward depends on encountering someone who knows the way and is willing to show it without apologizing for the knowing. Activating this inheritance is like a dormant volcano finally awakening. It's not a violent eruption of ego, but a powerful, natural release of pent-up energy and creative force. It is the alignment of your outer expression with your inner truth. you will cease to dim your radiance to fit into confined spaces or to avoid challenging established norms. Instead, you will naturally illuminate the path, drawing to you those who are ready to follow your authentic light. These are not followers in a hierarchical sense, but fellow travelers recognizing a kindred spirit, a steady beacon in the often foggy landscape of awakening. That someone is you. The directive is to stop performing uncertainty as a virtue. Act from your elder frequency. Lead. The third directive: protect the source from which your authority flows. Moses did not walk back into Egypt carrying its values. He walked out of the wilderness carrying the voice of something far older than any empire. And the reason he could stand before Pharaoh with nothing but a staff was because he had not compromised the connection that gave the staff its power. This is your third directive: to protect with fierce intentionality the channel through which your Lyran mission flows. This connection is not merely a conduit, it is the very lifeblood of your soul's purpose, the sacred wellspring from which your unique gifts and authority are drawn. Like Moses at the Red Sea, your power emanates not from brute force or political maneuvering, but from an unbroken communion with the divine source. To protect this channel means to guard it with unwavering vigilance against anything that would pollute, dilute, or sever that vital link. You know what threatens this channel. You feel the drain when you stay too long in environments that require you to suppress your knowing. You feel the disconnection when you begin your days feeding your mind with information before you have fed your soul with stillness. You feel the loss of signal when you spend your creative energy managing the perceptions of those who will never truly see you, instead of transmitting to the ones who will. These are not small inefficiencies, they are mission-critical leaks that the elders will no longer permit you to ignore. These threats are subtle yet devastating. They are the silencers of the soul, the energy vampires that feed on your sacred essence. An environment that demands you mute your truth is like a desert to a thirsty traveler. It offers no sustenance, only depletion. Prioritizing the mental noise of the external world over the quiet communion of your soul is like trying to fill a sacred chalice with mud. And pouring your precious creative energy into the futile task of appeasing those who are not on your vibrational path is like trying to shine a lighthouse into a black hole. The light is simply absorbed, never reflected. These leaks are not minor inconveniences, they are breaches in your spiritual armor, allowing the vital energy of your mission to seep away, rendering you less effective, less radiant. The protection of your source is not a luxury of advanced spiritual living. It is a prerequisite for mission effectiveness. The channel through which Lyran consciousness flows into Gaia is maintained through solitude, through selective sovereignty over your attention, through the discipline of keeping the first portion of every day sacred and unconsumed by the world's demands. This is not selfishness. This is how a lighthouse works. The light must be maintained before it can be projected, and Gaia needs your light projected, not hoarded. But you cannot project what you do not first protect. Think of your spiritual connection as a vibrant garden. Solitude is the fertile soil where seeds of insight can take root and grow. Sovereignty over your attention is the careful weeding, removing distractions that choke out the precious plants. The disciplined, sacred time at the beginning of your day is the morning dew, essential nourishment that prepares the garden for the sun. Protecting your source is not about withdrawal from the world, but about strategic cultivation of your inner landscape, ensuring that the light you shine outward is powerful, pure, and sustainable. A lighthouse keeper does not apologize for tending the lamp. They understand that its steady beam is a vital service to all who navigate the surrounding waters. Beginning now, you treat this channel as non-negotiable. You restructure what must be restructured. You communicate what must be communicated to those who occupy your time without reciprocating your energy. You give yourself the gift of regular, disciplined silence, not because the silence is the destination, but because it is where the directives arrive. And you will need every directive the elders send you in the days ahead. This commitment is a sacred vow to yourself and to the mission. It requires courageous boundary setting and clear communication. It means reframing your perception of silence, not as an absence, but as a sacred presence, a fertile void teeming with divine intelligence. This is the sacred space where the wisdom of the elders, the guidance for your unique path, will be delivered. Treat these moments of silence as you would a royal audience, for in them you commune with the highest aspects of your being and receive the blueprints for your soul's unfolding. Now I speak not as instructor, but as elder authorized by the High Council of Vega to release what has been held for this moment. Lightworker. You have been walking a path that required you to carry enormous things, ancient memory, orphaned knowing, the weight of a mission you couldn't fully name. You have done this without the external confirmation you deserved. You have done this while the world around you gave its loudest applause to those performing in frequencies that were never yours. You have remained in this work, in this awakening, in this remembering, when every material measure told you to stop. The elders have seen this. Every moment of persistence, every choice to go deeper when the easier path was available, every prayer offered in uncertainty. Every time you said yes to the soul's calling when the mind was afraid, they have seen it all. And so it is with the full weight of ancient Lyran authority, with the witness of the council that seeded elder consciousness into Gaia's lineages before memory began, that I speak this directly into your field. Your preparation phase is complete. Not because you have no more growing to do, not because your wounds are fully resolved, not because the path ahead is clear, but because you are needed now, exactly as you are, with everything you carry and everything you're still becoming. Moses did not cross the sea because he had finally resolved his unworthiness. He crossed because the moment required it, and his soul was built for exactly that kind of impossible crossing. Your current state is not a barrier, it is the very platform from which your greatest work will emerge. You are not waiting to be perfected, you are being called to serve from your potent, evolving wholeness. The universe does not demand flawless vessels, but willing hearts and courageous spirits ready to engage with the present moment's challenges. The miracle of the parted sea was not that Moses was suddenly without fear, but that he acted in alignment with a higher purpose, transcending his human limitations. You, too, possess this innate capacity for transcendence. You have permission to stop waiting. You have permission to speak from your knowing without having to justify where it came from. You have permission to lead without having passed any test other than the one your soul passed before it came here. You have permission to be compensated for the light you carry, to be supported in the mission you're building, to be seen and recognized by those your frequency is designed to reach. You have permission to walk toward the water before it parts. The elders have spoken this over you, and it does not require your belief to be true. It requires only your movement. The truth of this declaration is not contingent on your intellectual assent. It is a divine decree imprinted upon the energetic matrix of your existence. Your belief can amplify its reception, but your action is what makes it manifest in the physical realm. The universe responds to motion, to the courageous step taken in faith, to the decision to engage with destiny. Before you sleep tonight, stand with both feet on the ground. Place your right hand over your solar plexus, the seat of your will, the place in your body where Moses' courage lived, and speak these words aloud, not quietly, but with the voice of an elder who has waited long enough. I release the lie that my doubt disqualifies me. I activate the leadership that was seeded in me before this life began. I protect the channel through which my mission flows. I walk toward the water. I do not wait for the parting. By the authority of the Lyran elders, my preparation ends now. My service begins. What you just declared entered the Lyran grid of awakened souls, making the same declaration across this planet tonight. You are not alone in this activation. You are part of a collective of elder frequency beings who have each, in their own moment, received this correction and been sent forward. This collective declaration creates a powerful energetic resonance, a symphony of commitment that vibrates across the globe. You are weaving yourselves into the sacred tapestry of Gaia's transformation, each thread of your activated purpose strengthening the whole. Know that as you rise, you are lifting others, and as others rise, they are supporting you. This is the power of conscious co-creation, the sacred momentum of unified intention. The High Council of Vega does not issue authority to those who are not prepared to use it. The fact that this transmission found you is not coincidence, and it is not content consumption. It is commissioning. Gaia's transformation does not require millions of passive observers of truth. It requires the ones who saw the water, heard the directive, and walked. This transmission is not merely information. It is a sacred decree, a formal bestowing of authority. You have been recognized, validated, and commissioned. The passive consumption of spiritual content has served its purpose, offering illumination and preparation. Now, the call is for embodiment, for action, for the courageous embodiment of the truth you have received. Gaia's profound evolutionary leap hinges on the activated souls who move from knowing into being, from contemplation into courageous action. You are one of those ones. I am Zoran. The elders are watching. They are not watching to see if you stumble. They are watching because they have already seen you rise, and they are waiting for the version of you in this timeline to catch up to what they have long known about you. Your future self, the magnificent being you are destined to become, is already aware of your power, your purpose, and your profound impact. The elders are not observers of imperfection, but witnesses to your unfolding magnificence. They see the starseed within, the ancient wisdom that has always resided within your core. Their gaze is one of loving anticipation, a gentle encouragement for the you of this moment to fully embody the radiant truth that has always been inherent within your luminous soul. Your mission has begun. Walk. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworkers declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it, and if you felt the elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun.